Les forces de défense du Rwanda,
Rwanda's defense forces, in support of their M23 puppet militia, continue their terrorist operations on our soil.
M23 are not Rwandans.
Imagine this, your best friend helps you land a job, but then, out of nowhere, storms into your office demanding you step down. No explanations given. Sounds dramatic, right? Well, that's exactly the political thriller Felix Tshisekedi is living right now.
sur notre territoire, semant la terreur et la désolation parmi nos populations.
At the heart of this unfolding crisis is the M23 rebel group, a force that isn't just fighting for territorial control, but it is on a mission to liberate Congo by any means necessary.
Don't joke to M23, my bro. Don't joke. That is army for the people. Don't joke. Don't joke. Move, move, quickly, quickly. Jump, jump, quickly, quickly, quickly. Hey, wait, hey, quickly, 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 quickly.
Their target, the very man sitting in the presidential palace, Felix Tshisekedi.
Tutaingia kusini kubara Kasai yote mpaka Kinshasa.
Fresh from claiming strategic towns, the rebels are now boldly threatening to march on Kinshasa and seize power altogether. But here is the million-dollar question. How did a rebel group grow so powerful that it now outmaneuvers Congo's special forces, overcomes elite military support from Romania, and even outpaces allied forces from at least 3 nations? The M23 war machine has become the ultimate enigma, boasting advanced combat gear, modern warfare tactics, and an efficiency that could put some national armies to shame.
Attendez ici, attendez ici. Les cordons doivent venir. Attendez là-bas. On presse l'arrivée. Ils doivent venir.
At the core of this insurgency is a name that might sound familiar: Corneille Nangaa. Once a key ally to Tshisekedi, Nangaa is now the mastermind of a rebel alliance that includes M23, seemingly on a personal mission to dismantle the very government he once helped install.
Monsieur Félix Tshisekedi Tshilombo n'a jamais...
But how did this political bromance turn into a battlefield blood feud? Let's rewind. Back in 2015, Nangaa was appointed as head of Congo's Independent National Electoral Commission under then President Joseph Kabila. Fast forward to 2018 and he was the man in charge of one of Congo's most controversial elections, where he announced Felix Tshisekedi as the winner despite widespread allegations of vote rigging.
Or 38.57% of the vote, Felix Tshisekedi is provisionally declared the elected president of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Reports later surfaced claiming that another candidate, Martin Fayulu, had actually won, but Nangaa allegedly altered the results in a bid to save Congo and preserve peace.
I dare say, let the one without sin be the first to cast a stone at me. I humbly ask for your forgiveness for what has happened.
His fallout with President Felix Tshisekedi was perhaps inevitable. The post-election honeymoon ended in a bitter divorce, punctuated by US sanctions in 2019 for alleged embezzlement of election funds.
à la commémoration du 30 juin, fête de notre indépendance.
While the legitimacy of the elections remained unchallenged, Nangaa's credibility took a hit. By 2021, he was out as the Electoral Commission boss. But he wasn't going to fade into obscurity. First, he flirted with the idea of contesting the 2023 elections. Then, in a plot twist worthy of a political drama, Nangaa abandoned the ballot box altogether, unveiling the Alliance Fleuve Congo (AFC) in December 2023.
To be known as Alliance Fleuve Congo in French. We can say it in English, Congo River Alliance. Our call is specifically aimed at the following group: political parties, civil society organizations and platforms, resistance force and community self-defense forces, armed forces of the Democratic Republic
bring
of
into
Congo,
his tent?
community
The
and
March
diaspora
23 movement, a notorious rebel group with long-standing Rwandan ties. With M23 as the AFC's military wing, this was no ordinary opposition. Nangaa didn't just want power, he wanted Tshisekedi out. The rallying cry: government incompetence, misrule, and alleged looting of state coffers.
The regime of Tshisekedi has opted for a mode of government characterized by tribalism and as well as corruption, embezzlement of the public fund, dispossession of public and private properties, discriminations, lie, tribalism, witch hunt, the exploitation of public service and institution, tribalization and manipulation of justice, arbitrary arrest, assassinations, economic crimes, linguistic discrimination and exclusion, division and impoverishment of population. Given that Kinshasa regime has chosen to outsource national security by using war as a business.
The transformation was complete when a DRC military court sentenced Nangaa to death in absentia in August 2024, slapping him with charges of war crimes, insurrections, and treason. The United States followed suit, imposing fresh sanctions on both Nangaa and his AFC allies, accusing them of fueling conflict and plotting a coup against the government.
Monsieur Félix Tshisekedi Tshilombo.
But Nangaa wasn't just making speeches. Under his leadership, AFC forces backed by M23 rebels and Rwanda allegedly went on the offensive, pushing deeper into eastern DRC. The real shock came in January 2025 when M23 forces stormed and captured the strategic city of Goma. The world watched in disbelief as Nangaa, now a full-fledged warlord, declared that his mission wasn't just regional domination. It was a march to Kinshasa to, in his words, recreate the state.
Tutaingia kusini kubara Kasai yote mpaka Kinshasa, lakini aparte ya Goma tutapanda kaskazini, manake kubayamba yangu Butembo, Beni, tuko njia, tuko nafika.
It seems Corneille Nangaa has gone full Dr. Frankenstein, proudly proclaiming that he is the mastermind behind the monster that is Felix Tshisekedi, and as fate would have it, the only one capable of taming him.
He never truly won the election. If I was the one who created this monster, then it's my responsibility to bring it down. If I played a role in plunging Congo into chaos, then it's up to me to fix it.
The former electoral chief turned war strategist has officially shed any pretense of diplomacy, now styling himself as a kingmaker with a wrecking ball. On Thursday, Nangaa took things up a notch, presenting the M23 rebels as the new landlords of Goma, much to the horror of Kinshasa. Journalists gathered as he declared that the insurgents were not just passing through, they were there to stay, to govern, and to restore order in a city that has been plunged into darkness both literally and figuratively. The humanitarian toll is staggering. Since the rebels took Goma, electricity and water have been luxuries of the past, and the food supply is dwindling fast. Over 500,000 people have fled the chaos, as the once bustling city now grapples with the cold reality of occupation. But Nangaa and his M23 comrades aren't stopping there.
Goma est là. Non, il est là au milieu.
If their war drums are to be believed, this rebellion isn't just about holding Goma. It is about marching all the way to Kinshasa to unseat President Tshisekedi himself. Now talk about a coup with a travel itinerary, literally. Now the million-dollar question is, who's really pulling the strings? M23 rebels are adamant that Rwanda is not bankrolling their war chest, despite growing suspicions and unconfirmed reports of Kigali's hand in the offensive.
It seems we've been addressing these claims repeatedly, so let me clarify once and for all. There's been a lot of propaganda surrounding Rwanda's alleged involvement in the Congo conflict. The DRC has continuously accused Rwanda of funding M23 and fueling the chaos, with even high-ranking officials, including the Minister of Justice, pushing this narrative. And now, Rwanda is being blamed for sponsoring our organization and every atrocity happening in Congo. Before making such claims, I urge journalists to seek proper clarification rather than amplifying unfounded accusations.
Meanwhile, Bukavu, the jewel of South Kivu, is reportedly next on the hit list, sending the Congolese government scrambling for countermeasures.
Est une provocation inacceptable à l'égard.
President Tshisekedi, for his part, took to the airwaves with a defiant message, painting himself as a leader under siege but unbroken.
My dear compatriots, at this critical moment for our nation, I speak to you with the gravity and solemnity that the situation demands. The security crisis in the eastern provinces, North Kivu, South Kivu, and Ituri, has escalated to an unprecedented level. Rwanda's defense forces, in support of their M23 puppet militia, continue their terrorist operations on our soil, spreading terror and devastation among our people. I share in your pain and outrage at these barbaric attacks. These acts are not just an attack on the Republic. They are an insult to our history and to the dignity of our people. In these trying times, I call upon you to remain resilient and, above all, to resist. Let me assure you, a vigorous and coordinated response is underway against these terrorists and their backers. Our valiant armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, a symbol of courage and patriotism, are fully mobilized and ready to defend every inch of our territory. I have personally convened and presided over crisis meetings with a core team of government officials, the military high command, and interinstitutional bodies. We have assessed the evolving situation and formulated strategies to push back the aggressors and reclaim every part of our land. To strengthen our military operations and restore state authority, I have appointed Major General Evariste Somokako as military governor of North Kivu. Simultaneously, we have engaged in high-level diplomatic efforts, including discussions at the United Nations Security Council and within the Luanda peace process, to which we remain fully committed.
The reality on the ground, however, is a different story. In what can only be described as a humanitarian retreat, over 200 Romanian military personnel have been deported, and dozens of pieces of military equipment now lie abandoned as silent witnesses to a battle that didn't go as planned.
Don't joke to M23, my bro. Don't joke. That is army for the people. Don't joke. Don't joke. Move, move, quickly, quickly. Jump, jump, quickly, quickly, quickly. Hey, quickly, 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 quickly.
As you can see, what lies here is the remnants of what was once the Congolese military's last stand in Goma, reinforced by the SADC deployment forces in a desperate attempt to push back the M23 rebels. Overpowered and outmaneuvered, they abandoned these tanks, artilleries, and advanced weaponry, leaving behind a stark testament to their defeat. The sheer scale of the military equipment left in retreat underscores one undeniable reality, that the M23 rebels have outmatched the Congolese army. Now, with Goma under their control, the rebels are already threatening and are setting their sights on Kinshasa, positioning themselves for the ultimate showdown to unseat President Tshisekedi from power. If politics were a game of chess, Corneille Nangaa has just flipped the board entirely. Once the man tasked with overseeing Democratic Republic of Congo's elections, Nangaa has now traded electoral commissions for a coalition warfare, positioning himself as the self-appointed liberator or disruptor of Congolese politics. For Tshisekedi, Nangaa has become the ultimate political nightmare, morphing from a disgruntled former official into the most direct existential threat to his presidency. With M23 tightening its grip on eastern DRC and an emboldened AFC plotting its next move, the question isn't just whether Nangaa can pull off a military coup, but whether the DRC and its regional allies can stop him in time.